Hello and welcome to another bikepacking gear review video. Some complicated or unique bikepacking tech often warrants a really long video walkthrough, but there are also some really cool but simple products out there that don't require a long video, and this is going to be one of those. Bike lights are obviously very important for at least two reasons, and the first one probably pretty obviously is for rider safety. If you're riding on the roads, having a blinking front and rear light is a really good way of alerting motorists to your presence and hopefully keeping you safe. But the other one, and maybe more specific to bikepacking, is to illuminate the road. If you're going somewhere really remote, really off the beaten track, or somewhere that's incredibly dark because there's no street lights around at all, then you're going to want to have a light that's going to illuminate and be really bright so that you can see where you're going. For safety, it's less about the lumens and the brightness of the lights, more about the beam angle and the refraction of the light so that motorists see you. It's no good having a really bright light that only focuses singularly, a bit like a torch. You want something that is wide angled so that people can see you. However, when it comes to bikepacking off-road, what you want is a really powerful bright light so that you can clearly see where you're going, a bit like a main beam on a car. The problem with decent bike lights, especially ones that are super bright, is that they are mega expensive. Take this exposure light, for example, a really good quality super bright light, but for £300 there or thereabouts, that's a lot of money for just a front light that does nothing else other than illuminates the road. For ages now, I've been using this light. This is an Alpkit Boson. It's really good for the price. It's pretty cheap. It's got a quick release clamp so I can slide it straight off the bike and use it as a torch when I'm out on my camping trips, but it's not fantastic for battery life, and it's also not mega bright. It does the job. It's 850 lumens. It's all right, but the battery life's not great, as I mentioned. So are there any other decent alternatives out there? This is the Raptor 3000 from Gaciron. They sent me this light to test out, and I've been using it for several months now. I've even taken it to Iceland in winter to really put it through its paces, and I've been really impressed with its use, especially for bikepacking. It's got some really cool features that I think specifically for bikepacking make it really cool. Let me run you through some of the features. Let's start with the brightness. This is a wide beam angle 3000 lumen bike light, which is by far and away the brightest light I've ever had for a bike, with three basic modes, from super bright to dying star. All of these modes are really bright, but that last one is like riding in daylight, it's that bright. As well as the three always on modes, you do also have the safety feature. By holding down the button, you have the flashing mode if you're wanting to use it on the road, for example. It's got surprisingly good battery life actually. Even if you run it on full power, which is what I tend to use it for, it'll go for several hours, 3 to 4 hours before it runs out juice, and it'll go for considerably longer if you run it on the lower power settings. It's got a 10,000 milliamp hour battery in there, and it's USB-C rechargeable, so it's mega easy to charge it back up to full power once you've used it. Another really cool thing about this light is it comes with a wireless remote that you can attach anywhere. All you need to do is hold it down. It does take a few seconds, but once you've done that, you can control the light remotely. The great thing about that, of course, is if you've got a very busy handlebar setup with loads of gadgets and gizmos on it, you can mount the light to a front rack or somewhere else on the bike and not have to worry about not being able to reach it. You can cycle through all of the modes with this remote, and you can also turn it on and off. So it's a really good, simple thing to have anywhere on your bike. And finally, to the main thing that attracted me to this light. It's not the fact that it's super bright or really functional, it's that it does something that no other bike light I've ever had personally does. It can be used as a power bank. All you need to do is plug in a USB-C cable, and you can treat this as you would a battery bank. It can charge your phone, your Garmin, things like that, which I thought was really cool. There aren't many occasions when I'm bikepacking at night time, other than the odd half an hour, maybe an hour here or there, where I'm trying to find somewhere to camp, or if I'm leaving camp really early. So it always seemed a bit of a waste having a bike light that just didn't really get used much. Whereas this seems to be multifunctional in that I can use it, and then if I'm getting towards the end of my bikepacking trip and it's still got loads of battery left, I can therefore use it as a power bank and charge my phone or my Garmin, other things that I'm more likely to use for the remainder of the trip. And I thought that was a really cool feature. So the Gaciron Raptor 3000 is a really fantastic light. I've been using it for several months now. I've been really impressed with it. I love the fact you can use it as a battery bank. Another thing to mention though is the cost. The exposure light that we looked at the beginning, 350 pounds. This is 100 pounds, or roughly 120 US dollars, which is really good value, especially for the quality and the brightness. So that's it, the Gaciron Raptor, a bit of cool bike packing tech. I'll leave a link for it in the description if you're interested. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.